Now we are going to see some ASP.NET examples. In our previous slide, I gave you an introduction about Visual Studios and couple of examples, one with the code in the same document and one with the code behind the file. And we opened a new website for that, right? So after opening the new website, same procedure to open a new website. After opening a website, you can right click it. Even you can, if you have already some documents in a website, just you can use the existing website. You can right click it and you can add a new document by going to add and add new item. Make sure C# is selected and a web form and give an appropriate name. We are going to have this as hello, and we are not going to have the code in code behind file, so we are not selecting it, and we are not using any master document, so none of these options are selected, and we are clicking add. So now we have the source document hello.aspx, and by default there are some markups to start with. And what this document is about, we are going to have a text box and we are going to have a button. So if you enter some value in the text box and click the button, then it's going to say hello, your name. That's what we are going to enter in the text box, and the message will be hello Rengu. So that's what I'm going to enter into the text box. Welcome to ASP.NET. So it's a very simple program. This simple example, I'm showing this to you to add the controls from the toolbox. I already told you we have a toolbox option. In that we have already pre-built controls. So if you see this, we have a standard toolbox which have lot of controls like list box, button, text box, radio buttons. If you see this, we have all these controls, and we have tools for validation also. I explained like 6 validations available in ASP.NET. Validation summary to summarize all the validation errors, and required field validator, regular expression validator, range validator, custom validator. If you're not able to use none of these validators, you can custom build your validation. So these are the controls for validation. And we are having Ajax extensions too. So I explained it to you when we saw the Ajax with ASP.NET slide. So these are some tools available. In that, to add a text box, we are going to the standard, and if you double click it, so you can see that a text box is added here. Actually, you have to place your cursor here and you have to double click it. Just we are going to use only one text box. I'm copying it, cutting it and pasting it here within the div, and we need one more control, that is our button. If you go here, if you double click it, you'll have the button here. So it's that easy. Text box, and I'm giving an ID for the text box. Which is name, and I'm going to leave the ID for the button as it is, and I'm going to change the text for the button into submit, and I'm going to add a label name. And what we are going to do is, as soon as we enter a value to the text box, that is our name, and click the submit button, a message has to be displayed like hello, your name, welcome to ASP.NET. That's what we are going to do. So one thing you have to notice here is that message is to be displayed only after filling the text box and clicking the submit button. So before that it should not happen. For this purpose we are using a property called is post back. So we are using, you have to write this within the render block. Excuse me. So is post back. And we are going to say this is the message response dot write method. Within the method, let us say hello string concatenation, and we have to bring the value of the text box here. The ID of the text box is name dot text string concatenation. Let me leave a space here, and welcome to ASP.NET. So this message is to be displayed only if we enter the value in the text box and click submit. So this post back property will set to true only if we enter a value in the text box and click the submit button. Otherwise it will be false, and then this message won't be displayed. So this is our program. Let us execute it. Go to the file, right click it, view in browser. Okay, it's compiling now. So I told you very first time when it compiles, it takes a while. Name, I'm giving the name here. And if I click see, first time when the form get loaded is post back is false. So the message is not displayed. If I click submit, then the message will be submitted. I mean the form will be submitted, and then we'll get the message. Hello, Ringu, welcome to ASP.NET. So this is one of our simple example. So our next example is we are going to have some validation in our form. I hope you'll understand this example. I'll post it in the Blackboard. And our next example is validation, form validation, and I'm having a C# file. So this file will be created when we click the option to have code behind file. So we are having this one, and this is our source document. So as usual, our page directive and the head section, and in the body section we are having the form. In that form we are having a text box name, another text box phone number, another text box age. So we have to enter the name, and name is validated by required field validator. So if you are not entering any value for the name in the text box, then it's going to say that this is our error message, please enter your name. So you can use the validation tools. If you go to toolbox and if you go to validation, then you have the validation tools here. You can use those tools. I have used required field validator, and the ID is the the ID for the control, and control to validate. So which control has to be validated, that control's ID should be given here. And display, we are making it as static. So if you say display is static, then a space will be reserved for the message, error message. And run at server, our error message is please enter your name, and we are closing the required field validator. So this is for the text box name and phone number, and we are using the regular expression validator for the phone number. Then the ID for this validator is number check, and the control to be validated is phone, that is our text box for the phone, and display static, run at server, error messages, phone number must be entered in this format. So we are giving the format, it should be digits, so 3 digits, hyphen, 3 digits, hyphen, and 3 digits. Then the validation expression, so here is where we give our regular expression. So first 3 digits, a hyphen, and then 3 digits, a hyphen, and then 4 digits. So this is the regular expression which is used for the validation, and we are closing the regular expression validator. So this is for the text phone number. Then we are having another text called age. So for age we are using range validator. So we are using range validator here, ID of this validator. The control to be validated is age text box, and run at display static, and the error messages we are giving a range, it should be within 1 to 100 inclusive. So that is why we are using minimum value 1 and the maximum value 100, and the type is integer. So we are closing the range validator here. Excuse me. Then we are having a button. So button can be added by going to text box, standard, by going to the toolbox, click the standard toolbox, and like you can add a button. And the name of the button is the text which is to be displayed on the button is can I vote, and on click we are calling a method check age. So that check age method is within this file. So the control comes over here, protected, this is the modifier, access modifier. Since it's not returning any value, void check age, this is our name of the method. We are checking if is post back, you know already like why we use post back, and within that we are checking if we are converting that age dot text. So this text box value will be in data type string, so we are converting it into integer, which is 2 int 16, greater than or equal to 18. We are checking if the age is greater than or equal to 18, then message dot text. This message is the ID of the label that we are having here. So we are having a label here. Again, you can go to the toolbox, and in the standard toolbox you can add a label. That's what I have done here. So ID of the label is message, so that's what we are having here. Message dot text is you are eligible to vote. Suppose if this is not true, we are having an else part, message dot text equal to you are not eligible to vote. So this is our, we are closing the div, form, body, and HTML. So this is our coding in our source document. So if you execute this one, go to validate.aspx, right click it, and if you click view in browser, it's asking for name. I'm not entering the name for the validation purpose, and just I'm entering like 4 digits for the validation purpose again. See, it's displaying the error message next to the control itself. Phone number must be in the format of 3 digits, hyphen, 3 digits, hyphen, and 4 digits, and the age. So I'm entering 1000. So again, age must be in the range of 1 to 100. So only if all these fields are validated, then the form will be submitted. Otherwise it won't. Even if you click, it's not submitting to the server. So this field is also get validated. Please enter your name. So we are entering the name. phone number, and the age. I'm entering 10 and we are clicking this button. It's saying that you are not eligible to vote. Since all these are valid field, we are not getting any error message next to it, and it's saying you are not eligible to vote since the age is 10. If you say 19 and if you click can I vote, then it says you are eligible to vote. So this is an example for form validation by using the pre-built tools in ASP.NET. Next, our next example is having a master document. So we are going to have a master document and two content documents. That is our next example. I'll show this to you in a moment. I have already created a master document called main.master. So I'll show you how to create a master document. Go to your website, right click it, and go to add. In add, click master page, and it will ask a name for your master document. Say master. If you are working on your project, maybe your project name, and give some name for your master document, and your master document is created now. If you see the page directive, which gives the information about your page, normally we'll be having the word page here. Since it's your master document, it's having the word master here, and the rest you're already familiar with the rest of the attributes. Then header section, and this is the body. If you notice that you'll be having content placeholder. So you already know that I explained it to you in the slides, that the content placeholder, which is used to hold the content file. So this is how we create the master file. And how you can create the content file is, it's by clicking, right click the website, go to add new item, and select the web form and give appropriate name. So if you would like to have like 3 or 4 or 2 content files, you can create as many content files as you want. I'm keeping it as content 1. You have to use the same procedure for adding up your content files, and make sure that you also have your code behind the file, and also make sure, take this out, sorry, click this out. So we are keeping the code in a separate file, and we are also having a master page for this content file. Then if you click add, it will open another window. So we are having main master and master Rengu that we have created recently. So you have to select the master file that you want to have your content file in, and click OK. So this is the content file. By default, you are having content, the content placeholder head, content placeholder 1. If you go to your master file, it will be having 2 content placeholder head and content placeholder 1. So the same thing will be also having in your content file. And if you see master page file, it will display the name of your master document that you are going to place your content file in. So if you notice, it says in the page directive it says page, but in your master document it says master. So this is the only difference between the master document and the content file. And the content file, you are going to have all the content in your content file, and in the master document you are having the content placeholder, and you have to give the ID of the content placeholder here. So this is how you create a master document and the content file, and I have already created one. So name of this master document is main.master, and if you see style, we are having our CSS in the style. And if you come to the body, so as I told you before, master document is the layout, and in the layout you'll be placing the content document by using the content placeholder. So this is our content placeholder element. So first, this is what we are having. This is the header and this is the footer. So the header and footer is going to appear on all the pages. So the header and footer is going to appear on all the pages, and here is where we'll place our content. We have two content files. One content file is about us and another content file is services. So if you see the services, we have a paragraph and header, heading 2, heading 4, and the description, etc. So this is what we have in our content, and the content placeholder ID, which is main content. If you go to the main document, we'll given the ID main content here. So this is the content and this is the name. I already explained it to you. This is the name of our master document. So this is the content in our content file. If you go to about us, we have 3 paragraphs in about us, and this is the ID and this is the content placeholder ID. Again, if you go here, main content, and you have to give the same ID here and run at server. So it's easy and simple, the content file is containing the content of the document, and we are merging it to the main document by using its content placeholder. The main document is having header and footer. So for both the pages, service and about us, we are going to have the header and footer from the master file. First, I'm running the content about us.aspx. Right clicking it and view in browser. It's compiling. If you see this, the header and the footer is taken from our master document, and just this heading about us and the 3 paragraphs are coming from our content document. So this is our content document. It's just having an heading and 3 paragraphs, and the header and the footer is coming from, this is the header and this is the footer. In between goes the heading and the 3 paragraphs from our content document. You see, header, footer, and the content document has only the about us heading and 3 paragraphs. Again, if I open the next document, next content document, again the header, and if you see, this is the footer. This is taken from our main document, that is the master document, and the rest of this paragraph, this heading 2, heading 4, again the descriptions, these are all coming from our content document, that is service.com, I mean services.aspx. That is what we are having, paragraph, heading 2, heading 4, and the header and the footer is coming from our main master document. See, it's very easy, right? So you can have as many content document as you want in your master document. So our master document acts as a layout, and we can place the content document in the layout wherever we want by using the element content placeholder. So this is about our master document. So I'll be posting this example also in our Blackboard. Next, I'm going to have an example for ASP.NET with Ajax that I'll be posting it in I'll be recording it in a different video, and I'll be posting it too. Thank you.